Well, good morning. Let's get started. Let's talk about the monkey mind again and some of the things that it does and it attaches. Now, especially for the people that have been coming so far through all the classes that we've had. This is the fourth class I think we've had this cruise. We've talked about little subjects all the time, and when we get towards the end, we'll recap everything to make sure that you've got that remembrance of everything. Today, we are going to talk about how the monkey mind will have actually attached. It'll attach to the music. For the people that have been coming to the classes, and coming to those little mini lectures that we've been holding, if you've been here, your monkey mind will start getting calmer. For anybody that's not been here before, your monkey mind is the emotional part of the mindset everybody has. It'll be driven, it's that conversation we have with ourselves, that conversation that's going round and round and round. It can stop us sleeping. It can be quite self-debilitating. It can be that conversation that, no, don't do that, you're going to look stupid. And it'll be driven by something that's happened in the past or something that's going to happen in the future. And we get lost in worry about the past or the future, and neither we can control. And that's what ruminates around, and it permeates around our bodies. It gives us that tense feeling. It's that feeling in the pit of your stomach that you just know there's something not right, and it sits there, and it sends out all the negative vibes around the rest of our body. And this is what we do. At the relaxation part, we start working with it. We start acknowledging it. We don't interact with it, we let it go, we reset, and we bring it back to the breath. So the relaxation techniques that everybody's been learning here will help in a lot of instances, such as panic attacks, when the worry gets too much. Take yourself away from what's happening for 5, 10, 15 minutes, put the music on, get yourself into that nice calm state, redirect that monkey mind, that conversation that we have with ourselves, and you will start noticing a benefit with yourself. Even when you're sat doing the relaxation, you might think you're relaxed. You've started, you might think you've relaxed. After about a minute, 2 minutes, you realize your shoulders have gotten a little bit more relaxed. You're like, oh, I thought I was relaxed before, my shoulders have dropped even more. 5 minutes in, you thought, oh, shoulders are getting even more relaxed. That's how it works. You get more and more relaxed as we start letting things go. The little things that have bothered us in the past don't have to bother us moving forward. And that's what monkey mind relaxation is. It is taking yourself away, giving it some time for you, more beneficial for you, and then it starts working for everybody else around you because you start getting calmer. We don't react to things as much as we used to react to things in the past. We start asking ourselves the questions of, does this problem really need to bother us as much as we're letting it bother us right now? And if the answer is no, then we can start moving on. All right, because we don't have to let these little things bother us. Because these big things that have bothered us in the past, once we find out they don't actually matter as much as we like to think they're going to matter, we can start letting those things go, start moving on to the next one. And it's that acknowledgement of letting things go, moving on, and that's where the relaxation part comes into. And there was a lady who told me there was somebody who started doing the count with one of their friends because they were having a little bit of trouble. I don't know if the lady's here this morning. Yep, there we go. How are you? Good to see you this morning. Thank you. I'm glad it really helped. It does. It's really good for pain as well. If anybody has, I'll tell you a story about my wife. A lot of the stories are always about me and my wife. So we were in Australia. My wife had a really, really bad leg one night. So if you've got pain anywhere, you've got a receptor going off. That's what pain is, okay? So if you redirect your focus somewhere else, not always easy, but if you redirect your focus somewhere else, if you've got a pain going off here, and you start focusing over here where there's no pain, you can alleviate the pain that we have in ourselves, that throbbing pain. That fact, we can do that. All right, so my wife, it's about 3 years ago, she traveled all the way down to Australia to come to, I think, the Voyage of the Seas where I was working, and she had a really bad leg. We couldn't get her any painkillers one night. She did a really, really bad sprain. So she was sat there, she was in tears, she was really upset, and I said, okay, let's give something a try. So last time I said that, she looked at me like she always does sometimes. So I said, no, give me a chance, give me a chance, let's try something. So I said, right, what I need you to do, what do you want to do with your good leg? If your bad leg's hurting here, what do you want to do with your good leg? She went, right now, I want to kick you in the you-know-whats. I said, that's fair enough. All right, let's use that. All right, so she laid down, they put the music on, and I could see her. She was laid down. She was really trying to kick me in the you-know-whats with a good leg. So after 15 minutes, she took the music off. I said, so how did you find it? She went, I hated the music, but my pain's gone. So it does work. You realign your focus to somewhere else. If you have a pain here, you look what you want to do here. And that's what we're doing. We're taking our focus away from the problem, the challenge that we have. We're taking ourselves away, doing that relaxation part. The breath really is the elixir of life, and it will calm you down, especially when those conversations get loud, okay? So we're going to redirect it. That's what we keep doing. Any kind of mindfulness is not about focusing on a sensation and a thought. You can't do both at the same time. Your mind won't be able to do it. Any kind of meditation that you look into will be focusing on one thing. Meditation is the focus of one thing, and once that thought process comes in, offer it no judgment and let it go. Because those thoughts still come in. We don't hold on to them, we don't ruminate them, we let them go. Has anybody looked into any other kind of meditations? Has anybody looked into, you know, for instance, if you look into transcendental meditation. Transcendental meditation is they would give you a word. They would give you a word, and you would repeat that word to yourself while you're breathing in and you're breathing out. My word would probably be donut. I would be sat there going, donut, donut. That's the focus. You get the focus of one thing. Monkey mind relaxation is the focus of one thing. We focus on the breath. If you look into any Buddhism mantras, they give you a mantra. You chant the mantra. It's the focus of one thing. Our life is the focus of everything that's going on. And our subconscious mind takes in absolutely everything. We think we're looking here. Our subconscious mind works here. It's working on everything. It's taking everything in. Every image, everything. And that's where it gets loud. It gets very loud. It's everything going on. So that's where the relaxation works. The relaxation is taking yourself away, sitting there, letting the challenges go, resetting, and getting a clear mind. The clearer or the quieter the monkey mind is, the more you will be able to resolve and think more clearly. When it's so loud, it just stops us functioning. That's the monkey mind, all right? It's driven by emotion. It's the emotions that we all have. It's too strong to control. You can't control your monkey mind. You can't control your emotions. But you can start to learn to understand. We understand, the conversation is going. Do you know what? I'm going to let that one go. The conversation started again. I'm going to let that one go. And that's what practice with the monkey mind relaxation does, is it will start calming. You'll start letting things go. That's where it comes into. So what we'll do for everyone that's been here before, we'll start putting on the music. I'll talk you through what happens when we put the music on. And at the end, we'll talk about a few little tips that I used to struggle with. And all the things that we talk about here at all the Monkey Mind Relaxations are in the reading list that I always leave out for everybody. The reading lists are great. There's some great books in there. I put them under different lists for fear, anxiety, worry, different categories, empowerment. There's some relaxation techniques in there as well. Really good books that I find helpful. And I love it when guests come to me at the end and say, I read this book. It's very similar. Read this because I learned different techniques. And that's what we'll find, especially when we talk about judgment, is the more I learn, the less I know. And that's really a cool thing to have. Then I don't know everything, so I don't have to sit there thinking I'm right all the time. Because the more I learn, the less I know. So whereas 3 weeks ago when I thought I was right, 3 weeks later I'm like, I wasn't. That's what we'll talk about after. All right, so the relaxation part. Sit with your feet nicely planted on the floor. Sit with your backs nice and straight. Get yourself out of that sleeping position, because for some people you might fall asleep, you might have a nap. You'll be so relaxed, boom, you'll be gone. If you catch yourself snoring, catch yourself, reset, start again. But the relaxation part is we're going to focus on your breath. Your breath is the elixir of life. Everybody has a different breathing pattern. So every part of the breathing needs to be comfortable for you. So once you start focusing on your breath, you're going to focus on the sensation of the breath as you breathe in through your nose. Take one deep breath in and out. You can feel the breath as it enters the nostrils. You can feel the breath as it leaves the lips. There's a sensation. That is one part of the focus. That's the misdirection for the monkey mind. You're giving it something to do. The second part of the relaxation is we're going to start focusing. We're going to give your monkey mind something to do. You need to give your monkey mind something to do. If not, it's just going to keep talking. Excuse me, we need to talk about something that happened 4 years ago. It's really important we discuss it now. That's what your monkey mind will be doing. Oh, excuse me, don't forget in 3 months' time, we've got that coming up, we need to talk about it now. What can we do now? That is what the monkey mind will be doing. So we're going to keep you here in the present, the here and the now. That's what the monkey mind relaxation does. Makes you enjoy the day a lot more. So once we start focusing on the breath, you're going to breathe in and breathe out. Everybody has a different breathing pattern as you breathe in and as you breathe out. You're going to add a count. The count is the misdirection for the monkey mind. The count is some juggling balls you're going to have your monkey do while you sit here nice and pleasant and calm. So you're going to count as you breathe in. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. A simple count. If you're a deep breather like myself, that'll be a 1, 2, 3. And as you breathe out, 2, 3. If you have a shallow pattern of breathing, you'll breathe in 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. It has to be calm and easy for you. Breathing we do naturally. The count is the misdirection for the monkey mind. It's giving it something to do. Now, your monkey mind is very sneaky. It will get bored, and it will do this. It'll like, oh, I like this. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Ah, now I'm bored. Excuse me, can we talk about something that happened 4 years ago? Now is the time. If it's your first time at monkey mind relaxation, your monkey might even hold on and go, no, not doing this. No, this is stupid. Can we talk, please? Let your monkey mind bounce around with you. It will get in tune with the music. It will calm down automatically. For the people who have been doing this a few times, it will get calmer and calmer a lot quicker. It will already start attaching to the music, so every time the music come on, your monkey mind might go, oh, it's that time again. This works, let's do this. So whereas it fights you when you first start doing the monkey mind relaxation, it will start saying, can you put that music on, because that really does work for us. That is how your monkey mind will work. And it gets easier and easier and easier, and you will see the benefits within yourself within a week or 2 weeks of making this part of your life. The things that bothered you before will not, because you're going to start getting calmer and calmer and calmer. And that's the beauty of monkey mind relaxation. And once you'll start noticing a difference, you'll notice a difference within yourself, and everybody around you will start noticing a difference as well. So, that would have bothered you 2 weeks ago. That doesn't bother you as much now, because we're going to start getting calmer and calmer and calmer. Okay, so we're going to put the music on. Have your feet nicely planted on the floor, back's nice and straight. If you get a cough, you have a little cough, you're more than welcome to. Believe it or not, the noise that you make won't interfere with most people's relaxation. All right, especially the noises that's going on. What you might find is you might hear a squeak, you might hear a groan, and your monkey mind will go, oh, what was that? And you'll realize it had already been talking without you realizing it. It's that little catch you out sometimes, so you reset. So once your monkey mind starts talking again, of which it will, this is the tip to the relaxation. First of all, acknowledge it. Do not interact with it. As Frozen once said, let it go. Reset and bring it back to the breath. And your resets will get less and less and less the more you do the relaxation. But if it's your first time, you might reset 10 times, 20 times, 30 times. You might be doing more resets than counting your breath if it's your first time. But it does get less and less and less. Okay, so I'm going to put the music on. I'll talk for the first 2 minutes just to guide you through the relaxation. Everybody close your eyes. Take one deep breath in and out. Focus on the breath as you breathe in. And as you breathe out. With every breath in, you get calmer. With every breath out, you release. Add a count to your breath as you breathe in and count 1, 2, 3. And as you breathe out, 2, 3. Focus on your breath and only the breath. The quieter the monkey mind gets, the louder the music gets. Once your conversation starts again, of which it will, acknowledge it. Do not interact with it. Let it go. Reset. And bring it back to the breath. Welcome back. So for there's a few people that's new, first question I always like to ask is, who's got a loud monkey mind? It's good, it's good. Honestly, you have to start recognizing it first, because most of the times we don't even know. We don't even realize it's just going round and round and round and round. So once we've started acknowledging it, then we can start letting it go. So we were talking about judgment before. Judgment is everybody has judgment. This is something I found out a long time ago, especially when I got faced with my disaster in my life that set me off on this road and this tangent, and this is how we try and change every negative into a positive. If I hadn't gone down that road, I wouldn't be stood here saying it doesn't have to be as bad as we think it is. So if we can turn every negative into a positive, then we're on the right tracks. We really, really are on the right track. So here we go. Judgment. Judgment states that the way we are, the way we were raised up and taught is the right way. When you see someone else doing something you would think is wrong, we have a judgment of I'm right, you're wrong. So everybody here is different. I got brought up a certain way by my parents, by my teachings, the way that the standards in life were, and you, sir, have a completely different way. All right? That doesn't mean to say that the way I got brought up, the way that I was raised, is any more right or wrong than the way that you were raised. And that's the same for absolutely everybody. So we have this judgment of this is how life is supposed to be. Then when somebody does something that would go against maybe your code of ethics, you think, well, that's not how it should be done. But we have to find the compromise. That stops us sitting there, this is how it's done, this is the way I do it, this is how it's supposed to be. And then when we meet the other person, no, this is how it's supposed to be. We have judgments for absolutely everyone. So we sit there on this chair, raised up above everybody else, of you're wrong, I'm right. And the amount of times your monkey will hold on to that. Your monkey mind will hold on, no, you're wrong, I'm right. No, I don't want to listen to you right now because you're wrong, I'm right. There's a compromise. We can have disagreements. I'm always very much a person, especially when we're talking with all our work colleagues, and say, I disagree with what you're saying, but I understand where you're coming from. So it's the judgments we have for ourselves that we impose on everybody else. And everybody else has that judgment. And that monkey mind holds on to that. It really, really does hold on to that. And that's where we get the arguments, that's where we get the tension, that's where we get the upset. So if we start meeting halfway in the middle and start realizing other people's points of view, don't have to agree with them, not in any way, but we can start understanding those other people's points of view. We ask the question, we have to find the compromise and ask ourselves the question, would you rather be right or happy? Really simple question. Would you rather be right, unhappy, and not let it go, or would you rather be happy? Okay, totally understand, not a problem, not going to affect that for the rest of my day. It's such a simple question. It was something one of my family members asked me a while and said, oh, my partner always does this, this, and this. I said, look, what I would do is ask your partner, would you rather him be right? Does you being right mean more to me than my happiness? And that is such a great question, because that will jolt people. Oh, all right, not really. No, it doesn't. It's a great question to ask yourself, all right? Because you will walk around, your monkey mind will walk around for the rest of the day if you've gotten into an argument, you've gotten into a challenge, especially with relationships and things like that. It'll walk around for yeah, but I was right. Yep, no. I know they're upset right now, but I know I was right. That is what our monkey mind does, all right? And you'll walk around like that for the next week until we make up, until we, compromise, or until we get back to another conversation and communication. Bearing in mind, most people speak in emotion. Everybody speaks in emotion. Something that I learned about 4 or 5 years ago is, and you'll be find this very surprising to find out, that when I'm not working or I'm not on a stage or in front of people, I don't speak. I learn so much more from listening to people. You can find out what's wrong, because people will tell you on a daily basis, because they're speaking in emotion. And that's where the letting things go is, thank you very much, I understand what you're saying. It's when we hold on to it, that's where it manifests into this upset, this stress that we have, all right? So listen to people's monkey minds. Everybody speaks in monkey mind. I asked the question on the first class, for anyone that was in the first class, has anybody sit at the dining room table, especially on cruise ships, perfect place for this. For the ones that know the answer as well, you don't have to answer this, but for the new people, I always ask the question, has anybody sat on the dining room table on a cruise ship? There's a couple sat with 8 people, never met before. Has anybody sat on that table, and has anybody just sat there and was one person talked for the entire 2 hours, and you're sat there thinking, when are they going to shut up? I'm just trying to make a mistake. Has anybody met that person before? Absolutely. Very honest of you. Good stuff. Next question is, and be honest, is there anybody who's not met that person? If you've not met that person, put your hand up. Because if you've not met that person, it's probably you. That is how monkey mind works. So, for one day, just listen to people. They will tell you what's wrong. Something will be bothering them. We speak in emotion. Having a loud monkey mind is like no filter, no filter. Whatever's here, boom, just comes out of the mouth. That's the monkey mind. It is loud, it is angry, and it sets everyone else off. And this is honestly, it's one of the finest things I ever learned, especially for my marriage with my wife as well, is when, like I said this in earlier classes, with those days where my wife turns around and says, you've ruined my life, of which has happened, I now know that my monkey doesn't need to attack back with, no, you ruined my life, because I know she's speaking in emotion. Absolutely, we're allowed to speak in emotion. It's when that monkey mind keeps going and going and going, is when it tires us out. It stops us sleeping. Whatever's on his mind keeps ruminating and going round and round and round. It makes us cranky. We're just ready to lash out at any time. And that's why a good time to do monkey mind relaxation is first thing in the morning. Clear your mind for the rest of the day. Do the relaxation, sit nice and calm, redirect, focus on the breath, or just before you go to bed at night times. Clear your mind before you go to bed. You will sleep a lot better. And one of the biggest tips for having a calmer monkey mind is getting better sleep. I know when I've not slept as well, for whatever reasons, my monkey mind is a little bit more erratic. And by the way, I stand here as a person that still has a loud monkey mind. I just know how to, I'm not going to let that one bother me today. That one doesn't need to sit with me at all. I'm going to let that one go. All right? That's our monkey mind. And that's where judgment comes in. We all have judgment for everybody else. And we make it, well, this person must have done that because that's the reason they've done it, because that's the reason I would have done it. And we're all different. We don't know why everybody else has done something. We've got no idea. We base it on our teachings. So if we think, well, I'm having a bad day, that person must be having a bad day. Nope. It's not the case anyway. And don't forget, your monkey mind fills in the blanks. It is the best storyteller you will ever have in your life. And it will make up total fabrication of A to D, bypassing it, going to X, Y, and Z, then coming back to B, C before it gets to D. Your monkey mind fills in gaps of a story that has nothing to do with what happened. So we can have an incident happen to you, and you will retell everybody that story until it's this magnificent, beautiful biography of lies and fabrication that has just set you off, And it just keeps going and going and going. So you sit at the dining room table and you're the person sat on the table telling everyone this magnificent story of why somebody annoyed you. Because we speak in emotion, and that's the monkey mind. All right? And the relaxation technique that you do here will honestly make a big difference. It really, really does. And as always, you can find us on the group. There's so much more detail in there. And if you've not got the reading list yet, please, by all means, take the reading list. There's some really good books in there. They're all highlighted in red. If you want the music, you can get the music. It's all down there, the instructions for you. But the Facebook group is really cool. Really, there's about 250 people in there. Started it about 2 months ago. It's all the guests from the cruise ships that have come in and said, oh, we really enjoyed what we did. And it's a really good way, because once you're on a cruise ship, you are on a holiday, you're on your vacation, this is the perfect place to get relaxed. When you go back home to real life, your monkey mind is going to be raging, because real life kicks in, all right? And that's where you need the reminder. You will need the reminder. That's why it's really cool to join the Facebook group. That's all we've got time for. Thank you so much. If anybody wants a sidebar, you want to come down and have a little chat for 5 minutes, thank you very much. But if not, have a great day on board. Thank you.